man. He's a man of God. He lives out what he's saying to you in your music. So you don't have to worry about, is that guy who's telling me this, is he doing that? He's doing that. And so we are so very proud of him and glad that he loves Chattanooga just as much as Chattanooga loves him. So if you all would join me in putting your hands together and welcome.
Thank you very much, Jade. I appreciate the intro. Good morning, Chad. I'm glad to be back here this morning. Last night was fun, huh? Y'all had a good time last night? Yeah. Y'all stop posting that picture of us on Instagram. I told y'all I was going to do that. But, all right, this morning I'm here to talk to y'all about something very important to me. And I want everybody to wake everybody around them up. So I want you to say this as loud as you can. Everybody say, why? 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 What I want to talk to y'all about this morning is why. When it comes to life, I think the best question that you can ever ask yourself or someone else is, why? Why? What I mean is, we make decisions every day, and the decisions that we make shape who we are, and they shape which path we travel down in life. And oftentimes, we don't ask ourselves, why am I making this decision? So we're going to talk on a few points real quick. Number one, social media. How many of y'all got a Snapchat? Raise your hand. We all do, okay. How many of y'all got Instagram? How many of y'all got Twitter? Dang. How many of y'all got Facebook? All right. How many of y'all got MySpace? They're raising their hands. How many of y'all got blackpeoplemeet.com? Look. So obviously, y'all all over the internet. We never know where we'll find y'all. But my question to you is, why do you have this stuff? When you ask yourself why you're on social media, and you ask other people why they're on social media, the answer they give you might be alarming. Someone over here, tell me, why are you on social media? Anybody? Because you want to. Very good answer, because that's an honest answer. I appreciate it. Somebody at this table, one of the young ladies, why y'all on social media? Because you like it? Okay. Yes, sir. Keep up with what's going on in the world. All right. Those are all valid answers. A lot of people get on social media just because that's the cool thing to do at the time. That's exactly why they get on. That's why my grandma is trying to tell me to make her on Facebook, and she's 80 years old. She don't need a Facebook, exactly. But that's the cool thing to do, and every time all their aunties and I'm not aunties, her nieces and nephews and grandchildren come over, they keep saying, look, Mama, we saw pictures on Facebook of David. My name is David, by the way. I'm not Dee-1. I was born David. And they're like, look at David on Facebook. So now she wants her on Facebook. She don't need a Facebook, though, because she's just doing that just to keep up and be nosy. The thing about social media is, if you don't use it, it will use you. Meaning that on social media, there are so many influences, there are so many things on social media that I wish y'all never had to see at such a young age. Because some of the stuff you see on social media is things that you should not have in your mind at this early of an age. You just should. You see people with hardly any clothes on. You see all kind of vulgarity in terms of curse words, in terms of just nastiness, all this type of stuff. You see these people who glorify all the wrong things in life. But it's like the people with the least amount of clothes have the most amount of followers. It's the people who talk about the least wholesome things that have the most followers. So this type of stuff sticks in your head and could make you think, Well, maybe that's what I need to do. Because everybody wants to try to get their followers up. That's why people last night, where's the young man who was telling me, man, follow me, Dee-1, please, man, follow me. There they go, yeah, both of y'all, look. Come on, Dee-1, man, you gonna follow me, man, let me type it in your phone. Okay, exactly. But I don't ever want y'all to let social media become something that takes you away from a righteous path in life. Y'all know what the 3's up stands for. Everybody tell me what? Be real, be righteous, be relevant. If you're not on social media to be real, be righteous, and be relevant, get off. If you're not on social media to be real, be righteous, and be relevant, get off. If you're following somebody that's not helping you to be more real, be more righteous, and be more relevant, unfollow. Straight up. So when it comes to why we're on social media, we really have to ask ourselves that. The next thing when it comes to why is, why do people go down the wrong path in life? I've been hearing that there's been a lot of gun violence in Chattanooga. Is that true? Yes. Really? See, I come from New Orleans, Louisiana. One of my city's nicknames is the Crescent City. They call us the Big Easy. They call us the 504. But outside of that, they also call us the murder capital. You know why? Because per capita, based on what our population is, we have the most murders per capita out of any city in this country. And guess what people in my city do? They love that. They're like, yeah, we're the murder capital. Like that's a good thing. Why is our society so twisted that we'll take the most negative things and we'll glorify them and we'll rep on them? Why are teenagers and people in their 20s and even people who aren't teenagers yet infatuated with guns and threatening people and just feeling like, you know what, I'm more of a man, or I'm harder if I have a gun, or if I'm in a gang? Are gangs a problem out here? I don't know, I don't live here. Gangs, really? See, where I'm from, gangs weren't really a problem growing up. But this is why I chose to get in the rap game, because I know the power that rappers can have. We got a bunch of Bloods in New Orleans right now. Y'all heard of Bloods, right? The gang Bloods. We never had that before Lil Wayne started claiming he was a Blood. And Lil Wayne is not a Blood. Was never a Blood growing up. And it wasn't until he got older and decided, oh, this will be cool. This will make me harder. This will give me more fans in the hood, in the streets. Then he started claiming that. And because of that, people wanted to follow after him. My thing is, I love being able to walk around this earth without a gun and feel like I'm going any hood, from your hood to your hood, to the 9th Ward, the 7th Ward, Holly Grove, 3rd Ward, Magnolia, whatever in New Orleans, and I don't have to have a gun to make me feel hard or to make me feel protected. If I was put here to love my people, I can't be scared of my people and feeling like I need a gun. And I know because I used to be a middle school teacher a few years ago, y'all. And I know for a fact that a lot of my students talked about having guns. And the question is, why? If you ask yourself why and you can't give a valid answer to why you need to do something, then you don't need to do it. A lot of people just do it because that's what they think they're supposed to do. Because you hear it in a lot of songs. How many of y'all ever heard a rap song where they talk about them having a gun or them killing somebody? Raise your hand. Of course you have. How many of y'all believe that those people who rap about that stuff actually do that stuff? Raise your hand. Right? A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. But I believed it. When I first used to listen to that, I used to believe that stuff. But now that I know it's not true, I can also say that I've had friends who are no longer here. Somebody commented under a picture of mine last night, and it kind of disturbed me. Because I don't know if he was here at the program or what, but one of the lyrics in my song where I say, stop snitching. That's the dumbest thing talk about Carl? Is the person who's saying they're in here tonight, today? No. Somebody did that, and it must be somebody from Chattanooga, because they were talking about that. And the answer is yes. I'm talking about my best friend. My best friend Carl, who got murdered in New Orleans. And not only did he get murdered, but nobody spoke up about who did it, because we were trying to follow these rules. But we don't even know why these rules exist, but all we know is stop snitching, stop snitching. That's what the real dudes do. That's what the real people do. Stop snitching. We don't even know why we feel like that. And because of that, my best friend who got killed, for a long time, they didn't know who did it because no one would speak up. I don't know, I thought that was somebody in here because that was odd that somebody left that comment. But it's just crazy because I think about that almost every day. And I just think, why? Why would someone want to take somebody's life for no reason? Why? You know, I just don't get it. So the next thing when it comes to why is, why are you friends with that person? Why are you friends with that person? Why are you friends with that person? How many of y'all feel like y'all have good friends? Really? What's your definition of a good friend? Somebody tell me. What's your definition of a good friend? Yes. Say that, speak a little louder. Okay, a person who cheers you up when you're feeling down. All right, what else? Yes, ma'am. They stick together with you. All right. So what if y'all going to do the wrong thing? What if y'all like, oh, let's go rob that corner store? We're going to stick together though, my friend. Is that a good friend? No. No. So a good friend is somebody who sticks together with you and encourages you to do what? What's right. To do what's right. Okay. Anybody else? What else? Good friend, yeah.
A good friend has the same personality or different personalities that matches yours.
Okay. So it's like a puzzle. It's like two puzzle pieces that fit perfectly together. Even if they don't look the same, they fit perfectly together. How many of y'all look just like your best friend? Y'all look just alike. Stop lying. You're not supposed to look like your best friend unless they're your twin or your sister or your brother. There's nothing wrong with saying like, man, like, I'll show y'all one of my best friends. Look at this man. Harley, come stand up here, man. Y'all think me and this man look alike? Huh? Come stand up here. We don't look alike? From a way different mother, right? But this is one of my best friends right here. I can trust him. I know he's gonna give me good advice. He know I'm gonna give him good advice, and he's not just gonna tell me what I want to hear. He's gonna tell me what's right. So I did this to illustrate the fact that you don't have to look like your best friend. You don't have to dress the same as your best friend. You know, he jacked my style. He be wanting to be like me. He be like, "Hey, man, how you can be so fly everywhere you go, man?" I'm like, hey, you know, come on, man, get him off me, man. But now I'm just playing. But this is my man. His hobby is photography. My hobby, my love, my passion is hip-hop, is rapping. Since I've been in his car, since I've been driving around Chattanooga with him, we have not listened to one rap song. That's my thing. That's what I do for a living. Of course I would want to listen to that. But just because we don't do everything alike doesn't mean that we can't be close friends. Thank you very much. Y'all give Harlan a round of applause. Thank you. So when it comes to choosing friends, you got to ask yourself, why? Correct. And you can't be afraid to cut some people off. You can't be afraid. I know it will be difficult if you go to school with them or you catch the bus with them or you live in the same hood as them, but you can't be afraid to cut some people off. Y'all remember that song I did last night called One Man Army? Yes. Y'all remember that? Yes. I did that song because when I chose to change my life and go down a different path, because I was doing some stuff I wasn't really proud of. When I chose to change my ways, a lot of my friends didn't want to be around me anymore. So I had to say, man, do I just want to hang with them and keep doing what I was doing just so I could be with the clique? No, I don't. I'd rather break off, do the right thing, and even if I got to be a one-man army, I'm cool. Because how the song go? God by my side, so no man can harm me. This is the story of a one-man army. You already know. And I have no regrets about that. No regrets. So when it comes to choosing friends, you gotta ask yourself, why this person? So one of the last things I want to touch on is, when it comes to setting goals about what you want to do in life, it's very important to ask yourself, what am I going to do with my life? Because you only get one. And how many of y'all know what you want to be when you grow up? Raise your hand. Alright? If you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, raise your hand. That's perfectly fine, my brother. That's perfectly fine. Because most people change. When I was, how old are you? Yeah, 11. When I was 11, guess what I wanted to be? I wanted to be the president of the United States of America. What y'all laughing at me for? Dad, y'all feel like I could be the president? Now, real talk, though, listen. I wanted to be the president. I drew a picture in class of the White House. Everybody had to draw a picture of what they wanted to be. One of my friends wanted to be in the NFL. One of them, this girl wanted to do hair. This girl wanted to be a nurse. One crazy dude, he wanted to be a bus driver. I was like, okay, dog. I never forget it. His name was Lawrence Stewart, I promise you. Me, I wanted to be the president. I drew a picture of the White House. I drew a picture of the president, you know, with a suit on, a suit and tie. And I took a picture of myself and I cut out my head and my face and I glued it on top of that body. And I was like, that's me, I'm gonna be the president. I had a big, stupid Kool-Aid smile on my face. I was so happy because I really wanted to be the president. I never thought that I would be a rapper. I never wanted to be a rapper. I never even thought I would ever be a teacher in my life. But I had to ask myself as I got older, why do I want to do this stuff? When I first got to college, my major was engineering. Any of y'all ever heard of engineering before? Y'all know what engineering is? Y'all know what engineering is? Raise your hand. Because I didn't. I didn't know what an engineer was. You know why I wanted to be an engineer? You know what my answer to why I was? Because my mama told me that they make a lot of money and that's what I should be. So I'm in these classes that I don't like. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting in the back row all the way to the top. I went to a big school, LSU, and I'm saying like, what am I doing with my life? I don't even know what they talk about in this class. But I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm so glad that I changed my major to something that I enjoy. And that's what allowed me to do well in college. Because if you do something that you love and is connected to your purpose, you will always excel at it. So for me, my thing is, I don't really care what you want to be. My question is, why do you want to be there? Because I don't think anyone on this earth could be a better D1 than me. Nobody. Just like I don't think anyone on this earth could be a better version of my man right here with the pink shirt on than him. So if you truly tap into being yourself, you never have to worry about somebody taking your job, somebody taking your girl, somebody taking your self-esteem or your self-respect. No. Because when you are truly tapped into what your purpose is, you know how valuable you are. How many of y'all know that y'all are valuable? Like y'all are valuable. How many of y'all really know that? Yeah, make some noise if you know that you're special. Make some noise. All right. How many of y'all know this? How many of y'all know that we are blessed every day we wake up? Like every single day we wake up. Y'all know that? Y'all realize, listen, if y'all really understand how valuable life is, then when we wake up every day, we'll be like, man, I want to do something great today. I don't want to just exist. Because I know it's something about me lately. I don't know what it is. But every day I wake up, I've been extra thankful to God for just another day. I don't know what's going to happen that day. But just the fact that I'm waking up and I'm like, man, I'm still here. I'm healthy. Man, I'm so thankful. Because I have an opportunity to live. And when I have an opportunity to live and I'm being myself, then I'm going to live a wonderful life. No matter how much money I make. I cannot tell you that you're going to be a millionaire. I'm not going to ever sell you that dream. But just because you're not rich or not a millionaire doesn't mean you cannot be happy. Just because you're not rich in terms of your pockets don't mean you can't be rich in terms of your mind. And if you are rich, if you are blessed enough to become rich, this is for everybody in here, you better be a good steward over that money. And what I mean is, to whom much is given, much is required. Exactly. So, if you had a lot of money, if you say you want to be rich, my question to you is, why do you want to be rich? And if your answer is for a whole bunch of stuff that's just me, I want to be rich so I could buy a Bugatti, so I could buy a watch like Dee-1, so I could, that was a joke, but so I could do this, so I could go there, then you know what? I hope you don't become rich. Because if you only want to be rich to glorify yourself, that's going to be a waste of a lot of money that could have been used to help a bunch of people. How many of y'all know there's a lot of people hurting out here in this world that don't have food on the table every night? Some of y'all probably is like that. I know. So don't be the same people, my beautiful black people, that we come from the hood, we come from nothing oftentimes. But as soon as we get a college degree or 2 or 3 under our belt and we get a high-paying job, we act like we forgot about all that. We turn our back on where we came from, and we like, oh man, I can't relate to those people. Look, they don't wear 3-piece suits like me. Look at them. You know? No, don't do that. Don't do that. We have to build ourselves up. So that's what I want to encourage y'all to do when it comes to setting your goals. I don't care what you want to be when you grow up, as long as you have a good answer for it. Why? As long as you have a good answer for why. So real quick, in case you don't know, I'll take 2 minutes to tell y'all this. I came from New Orleans. On my block, where I grew up at, I'm the only person who graduated from college. This is me looking back. I'm the only person who graduated from college. I'm the only one out of all the friends who I grew up with who graduated from college. I'm the first male in my family to graduate from college. These are things that, when I say this type of stuff, people are always clapping and giving a round of applause. But in 10 years, I want to be able to say that, and I don't want anyone to clap. You know why? Because that needs to be where the bar is set. That needs to be normal at that point. It doesn't need to be a big accomplishment to say, man, I went to college, or I graduated, or I never been in jail before. That don't need to be something we can give a round of applause for. That needs to be the bar. That needs to be how things are. And when I graduated, y'all, I became a teacher. The reason why I tell y'all that and I stress that is because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a real rapper. Like I signed a record deal with RCA Records. That's the same label as Chris Brown, A$AP Rocky, Kid Ink, Miguel, Ursula. You hear me? I forgot Usher is from here. I'm on the same record label as y'all hometown hero, literally. And I want y'all to know that you can do that with your life, but you can also be someone who is real, righteous, and relevant the whole time. And it feels so good to know that God is going to keep blessing me in whatever I want to do as long as I keep Him first and as long as I can answer to every decision I make in my life. If you can't answer why to it, and if you can't give a good reason why you want to hang out with this person, you want to be this, you want to go there, you want to post this on social media, if you cannot give a good answer to why, then you don't need to do it. And for all of y'all who are friends with somebody, you need to start holding your friends more accountable. Don't do like I did. The part I didn't tell y'all about my friend Carl is starting in about 7th grade. We went to school together from the time we were 6 years old. Starting in about 7th grade, I saw my boy going down another path. He started stealing out of girls' purses in school. He started talking back to the teachers. He started skipping class. He started carrying a gun. He started smoking weed. He started doing a lot of this stuff. And I was that friend that was like, well, I'm not going to do all that, but I don't want to tell him about it, because that's going to make me look lame. That's going to make me look corny if I sit here and be like, hey, bro, maybe you don't need to. Like, I was thinking I was going to look lame if I did that. I'm asking y'all, because when I got the call that he got killed, I knew that he didn't do anything that day, but I knew that the lifestyle he was living, it was going to happen sooner or later. I knew it, honestly. And I just remember getting that phone call. It was right before I went on stage to do a show, matter of fact. And I was just speechless. And I don't want anybody in here to be living the right way, but to let people very close to you go off down the wrong path and you don't say anything. If you don't say anything, you're just as guilty as the people that are not going down the right path. You are. So we gotta hold our brothers and our sisters accountable. We gotta love ourselves, we gotta love one another, and we gotta ask ourselves why. Before everything we do, from the person you settle down with, to the job you choose, to what you post on social media. And if you ever need examples, look around. All these people standing up. These are successful, beautiful, black people who all have different stories and different backgrounds, but who love y'all and who can offer wisdom and advice, myself included. That's why I want y'all to stay connected with me. I want to follow y'all back because I want to be nosy. I want to be all in y'all business. So yeah, I'm going to follow you though. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to follow you on Instagram. I want to be watching everything you post. And anybody else here, I want y'all to follow me. I want to follow y'all. I want to stay in touch because that's called being an accountability partner. You heard me? What y'all say? You heard me? So thank y'all very much, man. That's it. My name is Dee-1. I appreciate y'all.